You're looking live. College football week 2 picks at Wide Right CFB. All right, let's get rolling. We always introduce our panel. Today it's going to be kind of a small panel. I don't know if Jude's going to be here today, and Lindsay's on the heel, the mend. He's a little under the weather, but we do have the one, the only, the world traveler. Somehow he's in daylight still. Hunter, welcome to the show.
I hate birds.
I hate birds. All right. Well, we're going to leave that alone. I'm not going to say anything about the government and birds.
I was talking about Texas State and
Oh,
UTSA.
or chaparrals, roadrunners, by chance.
Chaparrals win championships. Roadrunners pound tortas.
Torta, torta fat. Well, that is popular in that neck of the woods. I'm just saying. All right, so let's hop right into it. We got to get to the salute to the service academies. One of our academies has the week off. Air Force Academy gets the W against the bye week. I think, right? I think Air Force is good enough to beat the bye. What do you think?
Let me cross check here. Uh,
I already checked it. I know.
okay. Yeah, I mean, you would hope they win.
They win the bye week. But let's talk about some Division Three right here, and the
Ah,
Merchant Marine Academy. The Merchant Marine Academy is taking on Montclair State on Friday at 5 p.m. So if you have nothing going on a Friday afternoon, you can pay way too much money to Flow Sports, and you can watch Merchant Marine Academy take on and win versus Montclair State. Are you going to watch tomorrow at 5 p.m.?
carry the two. No,
No. All right, but
I
good
mean,
luck.
I honestly would if it wasn't on Flow Sports and I didn't have like things to do that
I
I
mean,
don't have a choice. But
it
I
come on
would.
11 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I got things I have to do.
Yeah. All right. The next thing we're going to talk about is the Coast Guard Academy. They travel to the University of New England. Now, the Coast Guard Academy beat this team last year, but with the service academies and especially with the D3 service academies, the roster turns over like constantly. So I would imagine that the Coast Guard Academy, we're going to need to watch these first two games, or these first couple games with Coast Guard Academy and the Merchant Marine Academy before we can really put our thumb on what these are as teams, who their players are, because they just have so much turnover, graduation. We always talk about it with the service academies at the football bowl subdivision and how graduation and the turnover always gets them. They get on a cycle. They got to beat the cycle, right?
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, we're not going to know a whole lot about these two teams in Division Three for a few more weeks. We need to watch some games, but we're going to go ahead and pick them both to win, and we'll kind of match them up from last year's results to this year's results. All
I
right,
mean, University of New England sounds like one of them smart kid schools. And considering the Coast Guard Academy was willing to give me a scholarship, I just showed up to the meeting. I'm gonna go with that Coast Guard Academy at least has a little bit dumber, but maybe a little bit stronger of a sort than New England.
you know what I mean? Strong back and weak minds is what they need.
Good swimmers, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. We could call them the sperm. Anyways, on to the next. Let's
Yeah.
talk about this. Is actually kind of a big game. And normally, I would say the Army would have a better chance in this game. I hate picking against them, but Army did not look good in week one or whatever, week one.
Yeah.
State hasn't looked good, but they found a way to win or at least stay competitive in their first two games. So we're going to talk about Saturday at 6 p.m. on ESPN. Army travels to Manhattan, Kansas to take on the Wildcats in Kansas State. I think Kansas State wins this. I watched Army play, and if they don't have their starting quarterback, they have no shot. It was rough to watch. So they're just in that down part of that cycle, I think. What do
Well,
you?
yeah, they lose a lot of seniors and they're relying a lot of freshmen and sophomores right now. It's just a service academy. That's usually a recipe for a bad year.
It's good learning time right now. But I'm
But
learning.
K State is a very senior roster, and they looked like complete shit last week. So it's
They didn't look good. I can tell you that. I thought they were going to lose that game. To be honest with you, I really thought they would drop that one.
I mean, I'll give Avery Johnson this. He has outperformed the can't throw the football expectations from a lot of people.
They can throw the ball. I just, they need to get a little more continuity in their offense. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the final Service Academy, and we have number 3. No, we don't. Not number. Originally it was in my list of 3 games.
Ah.
UAB travels to the Navy Marine Corps Stadium in I can't even say it, in Maryland to take on the Naval Academy. This is at 2:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network on Saturday. Navy's favored by a boatload, like 20.5 points, 59.5 over under. I think Navy wins this game. UAB could be better this year, but man, Navy is a lot better. They are really good.
I mean, I just look back to last week. UAB made Alabama State look like the greatest team of all time from the FCS. Their quarterback ran for a whole bunch of yards. It's not like the offense, like Alabama State used like a zone read style offense. I don't know. Blake Horvath is probably the best G5 quarterback, at least in the style of offense he plays. Braxton Woodson's also a great quarterback for Navy. I see UAB having zero shot to keep this close. I like the spread. I like Navy by the points.
Yeah, I do as well. I think Navy's offense is so much faster at every position than a lot of G5 programs. Fast. But we'll get into some other G5 teams a little bit later in head-to-head. I just wanted to talk about, we want to get our salute to the service academies going first. So, I think everybody's going to agree on the picks this week, and at least hopefully Army covers against the bye. Though. That's what we really need.
Yep.
All right. What I was going to do is I was going to go with head-to-head before we go to conference breakdown, so that way we can talk about the big games, and then we can go and just kind of drop through the conferences to end the show. So,
yeah.
All right. I'm going to give you a list of games, Hunter, and you're going to give me your wins and losses.
Hit me with them.
All right. And we're keeping track of these. Keeping track. All right, our number 1 game. Well, it's actually not our number 1 game, but we have Illinois at Duke at 11 a.m. on. I'm gonna add this to the deal real quick. At 11 a.m. we have Illinois at Duke. I'll try to pull it up and make it look a little bit more appropriate here. Get to the All Coast Conference. 11 a.m. for Wallace Wade Stadium in beautiful Durham, North Carolina.
You gotta mute the.
Yeah, I did.
Mute that. Okay. One more time. We're talking UVA and.
No, Illinois and Duke.
Illinois and Duke. I mean, I know that ESPN FPI has Duke favored in this game. I think that ESPN Bet though is favoring Illinois. I like Illinois in this game. I don't think Duke's quite physically up to the match to handle a very senior Brett Bielema team. They're gonna run the ball out, limit Duke's possessions. Yeah, I like Illinois.
Yeah, I went ahead and I took Illinois in this game. You're taking Illinois. Lindsay took Duke, so you know what that means. Jude took Duke. So whatever Jude's picks are Lindsay's picks. Jude wouldn't pick the games. Lindsay's piggybacking off of Jude's picks. So, Jude, if you win, congratulations. Lindsay, there's no ties. I'm just telling you.
Give me a second here.
So, all right. Our next game that we're going to discuss is also I'm doing this off of the text here. Iowa at Iowa State. So we're going to drop over here to the Big 12, and we have El Assico. I think this has actually got a different name than El Assico.
It's El Assico. That's its real name. All right, I don't give Cyhawk bullshit. It's El Assico.
Okay, we have a 1-0 Iowa team traveling to take on a 2-0 Iowa State team, number 16 ranked Iowa State, with a veteran quarterback, really decent run game, and a pretty good defense. What do you see out of this game? I didn't see anything last week from Iowa that says they look any different than any other year.
I mean, they were very excited about bringing in Mark Gronowski, who I know he had like a 3,000-plus yard season in 2023, but I saw a lot of regression last year. And it's not like he was asked to do a lot in South Dakota State's offense every year. It's mostly a very run-heavy offense. The thing is, I think Iowa State's more than up to the challenge of meeting Iowa's offense with their defense. And I think Iowa State's offense is just so much better than what Iowa can handle. Rocco Beck's such a great quarterback. He has incredible poise, incredible vision, great ball throwing skills. I mean, I think that this is a win for Iowa State all day, every day. I like Iowa State. I mean, it's not going to be a high scoring game, but I think the difference is in the quarterbacks. I believe in Rocco Becht over Mark Gronowski.
Yeah. And I took Iowa State also. I think Iowa State's the more physical team of the matchup. Jude and Lindsay both went with Iowa, so we'll see what happens on that one. I I want to lean Iowa State on that one. I've just watched them play, and I watched them play tough competition on the road in Ireland, which I hate the Ireland game, but that's neither here nor there. All right, our third pick of the week in our head-to-head is the Baylor Bears at the SMU Mustangs, the My Little Ponies. Now, Baylor's defense did not look good week one, but Sawyer Robertson threw for 419 yards and 3 touchdowns, and they could run the ball at will. So I got to give them a puncher's chance in this game. And in fact, I went with Baylor in this game because I just think it's going to be more offense than SMU's defense can handle. I'm going with the Bears in this one. What about you?
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, this isn't really a rivalry game. You would think that they shared so much time in the Southwest Conference it would be, but Baylor sucked ass back then, so it just didn't happen.
Yeah, and then
Um,
SMU also had the death penalty there for several years. You got to remember, all the old Southwest Conference teams hate SMU. All of them.
yeah.
So
I
maybe
mean, they all hated each other. Well, no one really cared about Houston. Houston wasn't hated. It was just like, oh, you're there.
But universally, all the panelists agreed. We've all taken Baylor. I hope we're not taking Baylor just off a namesake alone. I want to
No,
believe that Baylor is because all four panelists are taking Baylor. So I'm saying that I hope we're just not going off namesake alone. I watched SMU play last week, and they won in like emphatic fashion. But it just
I mean,
it looked like it looked forced for a while. So
I like Baylor's offense against SMU's. Like, if I had to go quarterbacks, I believe in more. I just believe in Baylor's quarterback more than SMU's. Sawyer Robertson, I think, like, he didn't lose Baylor that game. He did everything he could to keep them in it. And then you have, gosh, the quarterback for SMU,
even Jennings,
yeah, Kevin Jennings. He's a good quarterback. I just, like I
he,
said, I look at these two teams and see that they're very even in talent
I
and
think
coaching. I like, I like Baylor in this game.
I think Kevin Jennings is more talented than the players around him. And that's the biggest problem that they're going to run into. I think he's a massive talent. Hey, remind me whenever we get to the Big 12 game or Big 12 conference and conference matchup, we got a shout out to somebody we kind of know. So big shout out, right? We got a couple of shout outs to actually conference breakdown. Isn't it fun to know people playing college football? Kind of.
Kind of, sort of. We know them, you know.
Yeah. Well, I know them better than you do, but
That's true.
you know, their mom and your mom share. They are friends, so
Yeah.
they know all about each other. But let's hop over to the ACC, the All Coast Conference, right? I know it's the Atlantic Coast Conference, and I think we have a pretty big game here that not a lot of people are talking about, and I'm excited to watch. And that's Virginia traveling to North Carolina State, Carter Finley Stadium. Now, North Carolina State's favored by 3.5. They're saying 53.5 points. I watched Virginia play last week. They were good. They were really good. What are your thoughts on that one, Hunter?
Yeah, I like uh Virginia. I think that maybe Tony Elliott's got the program turned around. This would be a big test for them, but I think Virginia over NC State.
Yeah, I took Virginia as well. Um, Jude
Sorry,
and
I got a
Lin-
bunch of people trying to throw their freaking pontoon boats in the water over here.
Jude and Lindsay both took NC State, so they went with the home team. That's good. We got to have some disparity here because we only have one different pick between the two of us across 16 games, and we got a
Yeah.
lot of different picks between Lindsay and Jude. So, all right, Hunter. Our next game, we travel to the Big Ten. Oh, it's Syracuse, the Big ACC, All Coast Conference. We got UConn traveling in to take on the Syracuse Orangemen. What are they?
They're just the orange.
The Orange. It's so hard. But I'll give Syracuse this. They play in one of the most unique places to watch football, right?
A dome without AC.
I think they have AC in there now.
Oh,
But the fans pull out their keys and they shake their keys. And it reminds me, I've never been in person, so I can't tell you this, but they used to have this place in Austin called the City Coliseum. And the City Coliseum was like where
a
you
dome.
stop each other. You know what I mean? You were just there. So I look for a good game. I think UConn's a pretty good team, but Syracuse is done really well bringing in Steve Angeli from Notre Dame. He looked great. He threw 275 and a touchdown. He did have a pick, but it wasn't that bad. UConn, the running back, he rushed 6 times for 115 yards and a touchdown. So he was hitting from depth. So I think it'll be a good game. I'm going with Syracuse on this one. Not that any disrespect towards UConn and Jim Moore Jr.
Yeah, I like UConn in this game. I like their ability to run the ball and work off the play action. I think can be a real assistance for them to like the talent gap between them and Syracuse. It can help really close it. Their defense is well coached. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like a blowout. I think it's gonna be a close game no matter what. It could be a high scoring game. It really just going to depend on how UConn stands up to power for competition there in Syracuse. But this is a rivalry game. This is a game that UConn has focused on. I like the Huskies in this one, probably by about 3 points.
Well, you picked Syracuse.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I meant UConn.
All right, we'll change it back. So, June and Lindsay have also picked Syracuse. Oh, I'm sorry, son. I didn't mean to burst your bubble there.
All right, well, I picked UConn. How about that?
All right, UConn. All right, let's go over to the golly. What conference is this in? The American Conference. All right, we're gonna go to the American Conference, and I'm gonna scroll to the game. No, it's not in the American Conference. What am I thinking? That's why you don't hire the handicap, right? Look down.
Yeah.
Conference USA. It's got to be Conference USA.
Who is it? I know what the conference is.
Liberty at Jacksonville State.
CUSA.
Oh my gosh. I was so Liberty almost lost last week. Can you believe it? They were awful.
I mean,
it took like some extra prayers on the sideline to not lose this game.
it's hard to tell.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I went with Jacksonville State. I have no faith in Liberty right now. I saw them play terrible football. Jacksonville State hung in there for 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, I like Jayville State in this one. Liberty looked down. Jayville State could have been down, could have been up. I have no idea what UCF is, but it is a Big 12 team. Air quotes around that. But I like Jayville State.
Yeah. Well, Lindsay and Jude both picked Liberty, but you and I are both going with Jayville State. I think Jayville State's going to outgain them on the ground. And it's played in Jacksonville, Alabama, so it's going to be a home game, 11 a.m. CBS Sports Network. I'm going with the Gamecocks. Right?
Yeah, I like the Gamecocks in this one.
All right. So our next game is our number 7 game. And 2 weeks ago, I would have been a lot higher on this game, but this week I am not. And you're about to, you know why, and I'm about to tell you why. It's Oklahoma State traveling to Eugene, Oregon at Autzen Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks. And I would have been a lot more excited for this game if had Haas Haney been playing in it. But since he's out, I give Oklahoma State no chance. And neither does Vegas. They had the game at 27.5 points, 55 over under. Now, would I be surprised if Mike Gundy miracles something out and beats Oregon? They could just become new Texas. You know what I mean? So I'm going with Oregon. Hunter's going with Oregon. Jude and Lindsay are going with Oregon. I think America's going with Oregon.
Yeah, I like Oregon. I just don't know that Oklahoma State has anything with Zane Flores slinging the rock.
I'm not sure, but boy, without Haas Haney, I don't think they have a shot. So, he's out for a few weeks with a broken foot, right? Am I correct on that?
That is the current understanding.
All right, number 8, a rivalry of rivalries. Rivalry of rivalries. It's called Bleeding Kansas. I don't know if they call it anymore Bleeding Kansas or not anymore.
Border War, Bleeding Kansas, something like that.
Yeah, it goes back a long damn time. We got Kansas at Missouri. Missouri's favored by 6.5, and I'm gonna tell you what, that's a sucker's bet because I'm gonna take Kansas, and I'm gonna take Kansas to get the outright win. Not only are they gonna cover the spread, they're gonna win the game. And I'm gonna take the over. I think Kansas is gonna score probably 42 points in this game. They're really good. And Missouri, I saw no pass rush out of Missouri that's going to get to Jalen Daniels. I think that Kansas wins this game. Jalen Daniels put up 456 yards and 7 touchdowns last week. I mean,
Yeah,
against down competition, he's a machine. He will run through you. Like Nick Saban says, he will run through you like shit through a tin horn.
yeah, I think that Kansas wins this. I like Jalen Daniels. Jalen Daniels plays the whole game. I like Kansas in this one.
Yeah,
Bo Perbula looked
Missouri
good.
pressure on Kansas, this game is over. And it's over quick. And the panel agrees. Everybody likes Kansas, which means Missouri's probably going to find a way to win. I'm just saying, that's what happens. You know, every time we get unanimous, we get W or we get L's. So, Bleeding Kansas. I'm going with the Jayhawks. Hunter's going with the Jayhawks. America's going with the Jayhawks. Next, number 9 game of the week. And this could get interesting because I watched these two teams play last week, and I wasn't impressed by one, and I was really impressed by the other. And I'm talking about we travel to the swamp where the University of South Florida is taking on the Florida Gators. Now, USF got a big W. Wouldn't you agree?
That was huge for them to go out and beat Boise State down like they did. It was massive.
I mean, it wasn't close. That was a whooping. You know, if there was a woodshed present, that was a whooping.
I mean, and especially Byron Brown. I mean, he was over there throwing Boise State defenders into the dirt. It wasn't like, oh, he's like showing them off. He was taking them and planting them while he ran over them. I mean, it was like watching Sam Ellinger highlight tape, but a guy that's about 3 inches taller and has a bigger arm.
Yeah. Now
That was great.
I will give you a name drop on South Florida. They have a guy whose last name is Nimrod.
It's awesome.
Nimrod. The only thing I don't like about Florida is their quarterback, and I don't dislike him. The problem is boy, he is carrying way too much weight for that position.
I just didn't like the way he looked last week against very much lesser competition.
Very heavy. He looked a step slow. You know, it was what I was afraid of that would happen with Specs. What's his name from South Carolina?
Lenora Sellers.
Lenora Sellers. I thought he'd get too big, but man, he came in. He's in really good shape this year. He came in super. I mean, Lenora Sellers is great. Whereas, golly, why is his name? Why don't
DJ Lagway.
DJ Lagway looks heavy. He looks like he's been eating and lifting and not doing a lot of running. So I don't like the size he put on. I don't think it carries well. And I think he's going to hit a lot. Does that mean that South Florida's got a chance to win because of that? No, I think that South Florida's got a chance to win because of their coach. They're a well-coached team. But if their quarterback can't make the whole game, they have no shot. He's got to be in the game the entire game. So, all right.
Byron Brown will have to play his best football for South Florida to win. But
We all
I mean,
took.
I'm picking the Gators, but USF could shock the nation.
I'm saying the 17.5 points. Take South Florida in the points, right? Florida's going to win the game outright, but take South Florida in the points. I think you'll do well on that one. All right, Hunter, are you ready for the next game? Our number 10 game of the week. Is there anything big going on in this game? Anything?
Well, I mean, big as in like the size of the fans of the home team. They're quite big, not muscular, but just pure fat.
All right. So we hear the shit talking coming out. It means obviously Texas State is traveling to San Antonio to take on UTSA. Hunter, I'll give you 10 seconds to blast them. Give it your best.
See, the Ugly Torta Support Association, they're the road runners. I mean, they haven't done much running because, again, have you ever seen anyone that goes to UTSA games? Of course, the dome will be mostly maroon because San Antonio's favorite team, other than A&M and UT, is Texas State. Then it's UIW, and then it's fucking Florida Tech there. So again, I'm just saying Texas State's going to come out there, and since they actually work out and their fans are actually appealing to look at, they're going to be the better team. Now I know that like UTSA has a running back they think is good, but that doesn't really matter. They practice more for A&M. They're going to catch these hands from Texas State, and since they're tubby and large, they won't be able to keep up.
I'll tell you what, the quarterback for Texas State looked great last week. Brad Jackson. Now I know
Oh,
why. He picked.
oh yeah, Brad Jackson showed that he earned that starting job,
And
and
then
that
watch.
you know
Give me a name to watch in this game. The number
I'm
one,
going to go number one name to watch, Greg Burrell.
Greg Burrell. Ooh, that's a good one. I was going to go with Bo Sparks.
I think Bo Sparks is good, but I think that Texas State's going to lean into the Kendall Briles style of up to the line fast, veer and shoot, run focused offense.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, Bo Sparks should put a 7 in front of his number because he's 7'11". He's always open. So, but
I mean, it'll probably be a close, high scoring game, but UTSA has talked about how they don't lose in the dome. Texas State, the dome will be mostly orange, like it was last time we played there, or mostly maroon. Sorry, like the
yeah.
last time we played there. And Texas State's going to win. All the people who are 400 pounds and over will be disappointed in the city of San Antonio, but I mean, it happens.
Back there, huh?
Florida Tech.
Oh man! All right, our number 11 game of the week. The panel's going to go with. They're going to take the Bobcats. They're going to go unanimous. The panel picks Texas State to win. Our next game, our number 11 game. And why do I pick this game? Because it's a rivalry game. And these two teams are actually kind of decent at this moment. That's Houston travels to Rice at Rice Stadium, which isn't really a drive from where Houston is. They just have to go like a couple streets over. Hunter America says, actually, the Vegas says Houston by 13.5 and 38.5 points. They are saying that Rice ain't going to score a lot. I would say don't sleep on the Owls. The Owls could surprise you, especially early in the season.
I mean, that's a huge spread. And Rice I know it doesn't seem like a big win, but they got an important win over ULL last week. I mean, Houston is good. They're well constructed. I like Houston to win, but I don't know about 13.5.
I think I take an over, too, on the points.
I don't know. I take the over on the total rushing yards.
First downs gained, time of possession.
Yeah. I mean, both teams are going to hold the ball a lot. They're both like one's more a little power spread than spread option, but a lot of ball running.
All right. Now we got a ranked matchup in our 12th game. Our 12th game. Can you believe that I waited until 12 games to give us another ranked matchup?
I just don't think there's a lot this week.
I think this is going to be a good game, and this will be a good measuring stick for the Big 12 right here. And that happens at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN2. Number 12, Arizona travels to Stark Vegas, Mississippi to take on the Mississippi Bulldogs.
It's Mississippi State Bulldogs.
State Bulldogs. And Blake Shapen.
And his 27th year of college football.
You know what? He's going to start collecting retirement next year. He's a state employee. He's eligible. He's vested.
Do those times transfer between states? I think that might be important to know.
I don't know.
But he did play for a private school before, so
Yeah, but he gets to earn credit there. Arizona State didn't look great last week. Killian Dillingham thought so as well. But are you looking at Northern Arizona, or are you looking past them a little bit, going to Mississippi State on that one? Mississippi State didn't do anything to help themselves last offseason. But Blake Shapen's I don't know if he's an improvement or not. I wish they had stuck with the other guy they had there. I thought they'd be a lot better. But they went with Blake Shapen.
I thought Michael Van Buren was a lot better. Shapen, the floor, I suppose, is higher, but the ceiling's much lower. And Van Buren looked better than Shapen did in the comparable games.
I mean,
and the ceiling was a lot higher.
On Michael Van Buren to try to get Jackson Arnold. No, Like Jackson Arnold looked good last week against what, right?
Baylor, but it's I don't know. I just didn't like that you went over for Arnold over a guy like that you have that's just like primed, ready to go in Van
I
Buren. But
thought Drew Sealy was a lot higher with Martin Van Buren there. So, I know,
I mean,
I know.
I think Mississippi State did well to improve their defense over the offseason. They brought in some players from Texas, some players from other SEC teams that transferred in the early window, allowed them to play now. Uh,
Well, now they only have one transfer window. New today. Only one
New
transfer.
today,
Yep.
transfer window in January. I know some people don't like that it's still during the playoffs time, but I don't know. Maybe we should bring the playoff size back down and focus on bowl games. But that's just me.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're professional staff. You can pick that.
Exactly.
All right. They got ASU by 6.5. I'm not saying that ASU is going to lose, but I don't know about the 6.5 points. With the 59.5 total spread, it tells me they think there's going to be a lot of scoring going on, and I definitely don't want to get in a scoring contest with Mississippi State and those fucking cowbells. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the last thing, like I saw Arizona State, they're practicing for the cowbells by having a couple staffers walk around little cowbells, kind of shaking them back and forth. That's not what you're gonna get.
You you know
If you let Mississippi State hang around, those cowbells are gonna be louder than.
this game's at 6:30 at night. They've had all day to prepare for this, and when I mean prepare for this, I mean sit out in the parking lot and get wasted. I think the cowbells are going to be in sync.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of cowbells every time you're on third down. You better have good silent play calls, or you better have a very loud transmitter inside the quarterback's helmet. Whatever way you need to do it, but you're gonna have to be prepared to go on silent counts, things like that. It's not gonna be easy. Mississippi State's gonna make it very difficult on you with the sound.
Yeah. I'm going with the panel's going with Mississippi or with Arizona State.
I do like Arizona State in this game, but Mississippi State could be interesting.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit. I'm kind of pushing time right now. We're gonna go with a truly ranked matchup. I don't really think one of the teams should be ranked, but it is what it is. 6:30 p.m. on ASPN. ASPN. I think I have CTSPN. ABC, the number 15 Michigan Wolverines travel to take on the number 18 Oklahoma Sooners at the Palace on the Prairie. John Mateer put up a bunch of numbers last week, but I thought the offensive force.
A
Schroeder
lot of empty calories.
comes back to Oklahoma, where he played offensive line at. I'm going to go with Michigan. The panel is going against us, taking Oklahoma. I know you're going with Michigan. So we're split on this one. I think Michigan's just a little bit better. And I just don't know about John Mateer. We saw him play against a Division II team last week. Now he gets to play against Power 5. So
Yeah, I mean, I just thought Michigan's defense looked really good. Their offense was consistent. It looked like a lot of stuff from Mateer played 3.5 quarters, which I thought was a bit ridiculous to leave him in that long against Illinois State. Like, I get you're trying to chase Baker Mayfield's debut numbers because you have some sort of weird obsession with that, but I just I didn't like it. Right, I just don't like how you're trying to force this guy's numbers up in the for a Heisman campaign. Your only worry should be winning, and I think if your offense is trying to is focused on forcing numbers, it's a lot like video games in that way, right? You play the football video games, you try to go for stats, you lose. You play to win, you win. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I don't know. I like Michigan in this game. I think that their offense is perfectly suited to go take the ball away from a tier, make an air raid offense go cold, get out on the field, get a takeaway, a quick 3 and out, and again just make them sit there and get colder and colder. I like Michigan a lot in this game.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you what, Michigan is definitely. I would look for time of possession to be a key feature here, because keeping the ball out of John Mateer's hands and keeping him cold is exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna play defense with your offense, and Michigan is good for it. And Sharon Moore's about to take a little break after this game. He's got a little. He's got to serve a little self-imposed penalty for really something that this school they're playing is also known for. But
Yeah,
yeah, we won't go there. All right. Our number 14 game of the week Vanderbilt at Virginia Tech. Now,
Van Drizzy.
this is not; these aren't schools aren't. This isn't far apart. I mean, Nashville and Vatech isn't far apart. There'll be fans here. Vanderbilt has looked good. Diego Pavia rushed for threw for 275 and 3 scores last week. They got Vatech favored by 2.5. I watched Kyron Jones look really average for 3 quarters this last weekend. First quarter got me fooled. Man, I was like, Vatech, they look great. I don't know how they pulled this off, and then all of a sudden the floor fell out, and I'm like, oh, they're back.
Well, I mean, the biggest like Vautech's defense looked up for the match is just their offense was ice cold. And to your point about Vanderbilt having fans, they'll be there. They'll probably be in the box seats because I mean the people who go to Vanderbilt, big money. Um,
Vanderbilt.
but yeah, I mean I think Vanderbilt's gonna win this game. Pavia's just such a core leader for that team. He just galvanizes Vanderbilt so much more than anyone on Vautech galvanizes that team. And Clark Lee has been smart to let Pavia, Jerry Kill, and the offensive coordinator there just run things, and it works so well. I really like Vanderbilt in this one.
Yeah. Lindsay and Jude picked Vatech. We went with Vanderbilt. Oh, speaking of, look who finally decided to show up. Hi, Jude. Can you hear us?
Yes. Sorry I'm late, man.
You need a snorkel.
Can you hear me?
You sound like you're underwater.
Let me see.
Jude gave himself a haircut. All right, we're going to move on while Jude's getting his microphone fixed. To our number...
Any better?
Yep, lots better. Number 15 game of the week. And that's the Boston College Eagles taking on the Michigan State Spartans. All right, Hunter, what do we got on the Spartans? What do you think on this game?
Ground and pound, play action, Jonathan Smith style offense.
Is that better?
Yep, lots better.
Oh, it's great.
Thumbs up.
I mean, the Spartans are going to keep trying to maintain time possession. I think BC is up to the match for that. Their quarterback so much more in sync with his offense than Michigan State's, even though Aiden Childs has been Jonathan Smith's pet project. But I like BC.
Yep. I went with Michigan State in this game. I like the home team, and it's a night game. And they got. I give the. I hate saying this, but I give the student edge to Michigan State in the night game because if you get kind of a loud stadium when all the students are there, it's it looks like it's gonna be a fun game. But if Boston College wins this game, I wouldn't be surprised. To be honest with you, there's no line on the game, so Vegas is like, maybe. Earlier, it was Michigan State 4.5 points, 46.5 points total. Jude, what are you thinking on this one?
Michigan State.
All right, good. We both agreed. But it's funny because he agreed with you as well.
I looked through those picks. They look awful familiar.
Well, they came out awful quick. Did you not be? So we have like a group chat, and then all of a sudden I told Lindsay, I go, hey, I need you to pick these 16 games. And he goes, oh, yeah. And he sent him over there, and I'm like, I know Lindsay. I've known Lindsay for probably like 10 years. And I'm like, there's no way he does anything that fast.
I was kind of hoping he would have sent it to Chat GPT.
Right. He might win, though.
Yeah, that'd be sad.
All right. Our 16th and final game. I know Jude's a big fan of this team.
The Running Rebels?
The LA Bruins on the UNLV Rebels at 7 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. I have some thoughts about this game. I'm gonna let Jude go first. Lindsay picks. Jude, tell me why. Tell me why you're taking UNLV in this game.
I'm taking them because I think UCLA has the most overrated and overvalued quarterback in Division One football. Everyone keeps talking about how that kid's going to turn it around and Deshaun Foster is going to make him a great quarterback. Well, you know what? He might have been great if he would have stayed with Josh Heupel. Josh Heupel was a great quarterback who had a Heisman run that he almost won. I think he came in second or third for the Heisman.
Whoever said that Nico DeFlores Lava is going to turn into a good quarterback, maybe don't worry about football and focus more on croquet or something.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly. And that kid, not only he's got the bad karma now. You know, he left because he wanted more money or demanded more money. Then he split. Then he said it wasn't about the money. Now he's making less money. You know, I hope he gets as much as he possibly can out of UCLA and invests it well and starts a trust or something like that because he's not going to make a lot of money at the next level.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think arena football pays that well. So, yeah, we'll see.
All right, Jude. So you're taking the Rebs to win the game outright.
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 0-2 for that powder blue.
0-2 for the powder blue. All right, Hunter. Tell me why UNLV is going to win this game.
Well, one team sucks ass and the other one's UNLV. I mean, UCLA
I forgot
looks
about
so
that point.
flat and so ill prepared for Utah. Like, will it be closer than that game? Sure, but they couldn't stop a running quarterback. You're gonna go play a Dan Mullen offense. Gee, I wonder what the quarterback's gonna do.
What do you? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they got Colin Drea. I like that he was in the game primarily last week, and I thought that was the difference in the game. He threw for 444 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he also ran for almost like another 100 yards. I know they have Alex Orji, but I think really you use Orji when you need to get the hard yard type stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm gonna run goal line quarterback runs, I'll put Orgy in, just go and like use his big body. Or if I want to go just like change up the offense for a little bit, I'm gonna go like quarterback run heavy and try to pound the other team apart. Sure, I'll put Orgy in. But Paul Andre has a good command of the offense. It seems like his passing has developed quite a bit. I like Cole Andrea. I like the Rebs in this one. I honestly, I'd like them to win by probably about 10 points. UCLA looks one more, like Nico Imaleva specifically, looks one more bad play away from quitting mentally. It doesn't look like he has it.
Yeah. All right, that's our 16 head-to-head picks. Really, I wanted to do this before conference breakdown. We're really pushing my time limit right now, and I set the time limit in the group chat. What a lot of people don't know is I set the time limit in the group chat. I've only slept about 16 hours in about 4 days, so I'm kind of tired. But I want to do some conference breakdowns real quick. And what we're going to do, the format we'll take going forward is we're going to do our intro, which includes our salute to the service academies. Jude, luckily Air Force Academy has the bye week. They're playing the bye week this week, so hopefully they'll cover. You know what I mean? We're looking for them to cover the bye week.
Oh, they got that for sure. That's in the bag.
Yeah. But and then we're going to hop into head-to-head because what I want to do is get all our head-to-head games and then go into our conference breakdown. I got to give a shout-out in our conference breakdown. I don't want to make it too long, but I got to give a shout-out. We're going to head over to the Big 12, and we're going to talk about the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now, I know Hunter loves to pick on the Texas Tech Red Raiders, but we actually know a player on the team, and he was the leading rusher for the Red Raiders last week. Cameron Dickey, number 8. He rushed 13 times for 90 carries and got his second collegiate touchdown. So congratulations to Cameron. We're all proud of you. He is a CTYFL alumni. He and his brother, but he never beat the Cowboys, obviously. Us, the Hill Country Cowboys. So, but congratulations to Cameron Dickey. Another shout out in the Big 12 goes to Jaden York. He plays at Houston. He's a Hill Country Cowboy alum. Good luck to Jaden York. And then we have another Cowboy playing this week. Who's East Texas? Oh, East Texas A&M travels to Florida State to take on the Seminoles. Wesley, good luck, buddy. Probably not going to be a great game. Good luck. Do well. So, got to give our shout-outs, right? So we know.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to give a shout-out to to Jude's team here. So another Hill Country Cowboy alum, Gus Cordova, got his first collegiate tackle on Saturday. So congratulations, Gus Cordova.
Oh, hell
From the
yeah.
US. So I have coached everybody but Cameron Dickey in this group that I just mentioned in my shout out. So there we go.
Oh, that is
we got our
super cool, man. Super cool.
So, but I saw that. I was stat checking. I was looking up Gus, and I'm like, oh, there it is. There it is. He got a tackle. I was like, yes. So now I got to give Jude somebody to cheer for. You got to go big on Gus Cordova.
Oh, man, he'll be my number one player, man. What's his
All right,
number?
so let me. I'll find out here in a second. Let me give you a good Gus Cordova story. So when he was like 10 years old, we had to play him on the older kid team because he was so much bigger than even the older kids.
That's freaking cool.
Oh man, he's a great kid. Just naturally talented. He had an unfortunate end to his high school career, which is why he ended up going to USC. But I still pull for him. He's still a good kid. He comes from a good family. He's got good parents. They do a good job. I like him a lot. I hope he does really well at USC. Like I said, I just think the world of him. His family. They're all good people. Gus Cordova is number 90. Number 90.
Oh, that's a good number.
Yeah, I like it. It's a really good number. So Jude's got him a new one to pull for, the Gus Bus. And that's what he goes by, the Gus Bus.
Gus Bus. I'm gonna see if I can't get to a game, and when they're walking down, there's a tradition USC has where they walk from like the locker room, like the ones that there's I don't know where, I guess where they eat their meal or something like that, and they walk through their locker room and they shake people's hands and just give high fives. And I'm gonna say, hey, Gus Bus, Coach Cass says, what's up? See if I can get his attention.
Yep. So, he should remember me. He was around me a lot. So that's awesome. If you get to say hi to Gus, he's a great kid. You'll like him a lot.
Right on.
He's got a great smile too. He's like one of those kids who's always like, whenever he smiles, you can tell he's got that great smile. He's a good kid. So, he's got a good family. I like him a lot. I hope he does well. So, all right, we're kind of running up against the wall here. In fact, I'm kind of running up against the wall here. We've gotten in all our head-to-head picks. Jude, the good news is if you finish last, you'll tie for last. You know what I mean? But if you finish first, you'll tie for first. TriStar, it's the fan on my laptop is going off. I'm sorry. I hate that was going off.
No. It's good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got another microphone coming, so I'm going to switch over my setup. I'm just limping through this next week trying to get there. I apologize.
Hey, so are we going to keep doing lives, or are we going to film a couple, record a couple?
I do want to film a couple because it's easier on me because these 10 o'clock late nights it's almost 11 here, and I got to be back up at like 5:30, so they're kind of hard for me. But
I get you.
With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. We got 16 picks. We got a lot of fun stuff going on. The conference breakdown. We're gonna kind of clean it up next week. Going a little faster. I want to thank Jude for dropping in. I know he's super busy right now. I want to catch him.
You can see the traffic behind me, man. I took a job driving a service truck. I'm repairing broken down tow trucks that are out on the road.
You got I don't envy you at all. I do not envy you at all. So, but we'll talk more about that probably on your channel at some point.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. TriStar says his games of the week are SMU at Baylor and Kansas at Missouri. You know what? Those are good games. Those are really good games. I do like it.
We agree.
Yeah, we agree. All right, we're gonna wrap it up from the I don't know. Jude, hit your outro. Hunter, hit your outro, and then I'll do mine after that.
Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Fight on. We are SCV is for victory. You can't spell SEC without the letters S and C. Take it easy, everybody. Fight on.
Eat 'em up, cats. Kill birds.
All right. That's a show, man. I like it. We're going to stick a fork in this one. Week 2. let's get to watch some college football. Starts tomorrow night. Everybody have a safe weekend. And remember, the team that scores the most points always wins the game. Thanks for watching.
Night, everyone.